have been when I was really little, because my parents ran PNBA, so I grew up in Arena Manawatu, running around as a little kid. Yeah, they used to run the Friday night high school leagues, so I was there every Friday growing up. It's amazing because when you go back to nationals, I grew up in that stadium.
Really?
So that's like going home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my home on a Friday night. And there's an office in the main where they had the TV games. The refs use their office now. So where the office is, my mum and dad used to make me and my sister beds. So we used to sleep in there and used to take the TV in there. So when it got real late, because we used to leave there at like 10:30, we used to just lie in the beds and crash out. So that was pretty dope. So it's crazy going back there because it's all different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's a good setup there, right?
Yeah. But yeah, that was my real first one. Obviously, going back to Wellington every now and then, because not many young people would know, but Newtown Stadium was the stadium in Wellington. And I used to go there heaps, and my grandparents used to run the canteen there.
What teams did you coach this year?
Oh, this year?
Yeah.
I did quite a bit this year.
Yeah.
I started off, we're here in Lincoln, so I had a bit to do with Lincoln still. I did their women's 3-on-3, 5-on-5, both women's. I assisted Tyler with the men's 5-on-5, helped them out a little bit with the 3-on-3, not too much. I did Ellesmere College, assistant for the Wildcats. I helped out with the under-15s, so I did a little wee B team under-15, assistant coaching there. I did the under-23s, women's, and then I did my NZ under-18 3-on-3 team, so I did quite a lot. Yeah. I think this year it was just as bad, so I did just as much this year as I did last year.
Really?
Yeah, but I took on the under-18 NZ team, so that was the difference. So I did quite a bit this year. Yeah.
Alright, busy.
Yeah, real busy. I'm still doing it.
I thought I was busy and I was just doing one team. And I wasn't even at all the practices or anything. So well done, that's awesome. Who were your first coach?
First basketball coach? Gosh, would have been in primary school. The first coach I actually do remember is my dad. Yeah. He was the real one that taught me about basketball.
Yeah.
And I guess having a family background in basketball, it was inevitable that I was going to play basketball or be involved somehow. Yeah. Because my auntie and uncle both played for New Zealand. Yeah. My grandfather was the co-matua of New Zealand basketball. So basketball is a big family thing. So yeah. And we just had Labour weekend. We had our 40th club anniversary for our club, Motuhu Basketball, and actually a few Canterbury people have been through there, like KP played for Motuhu.
Okay.
Yeah. Bill Eldridge, he was part of Motuhu Basketball, so it's been quite a few big time New Zealand basketball people have been through there. So first real coach I remember is Dad.
Yeah.
Most influential coach, I would have to say, I actually have 3. Yeah. So my dad, he'd definitely be one. Joe Frost, who coached Palmerston North Boys High School when I was there. He still coaches, not at Palmerston North, coaches Manakuta. And probably everyone knows him in Christchurch, but all the old school guys is Bert Knox.
Yeah.
So I still have quite a lot to do with Bert.
Yeah.
He's our deputy principal at Ellesmere, so I talk to him every day. So those 3 are definitely some of the biggest influences. And probably, if I was to say one more, a guy called Antonio Espinoza. When I was in intermediate, he was our coach, and he coached us all the way through until my dad took over.
Yeah.
Nice. So those 4. So actually I have 4.
Yeah. Nice. I think it's a bit like that because I think it seems like most people they pull different things from different coaches.
Yeah.
And so when they reflect back on it, they kind of appreciate coaches with different things, different aspects.
Yeah, I felt like I've taken a lot of different things from them. Like my dad's quite mild-mannered. If you knew him, he didn't really yell a lot. He was pretty chill. if you go to a basketball game and Joe Froster's coaching, you would definitely be able to hear him. So I probably get my yelling from him a little bit. And I guess, yes, what I learned from Bert was, things can change just like that. So you got to be onto it. You got to be ready for any kind of situation, which he's always pretty in depth about. When we talk about hoops at school, he's pretty down to the little things that people do. So I think that's what I learned off him. And I think the flair I got was from Antonio. He was quite flashy, and I kind of got that from him. Yeah.
Cool. Do you have any superstitions as a coach? Like if you're coaching in like a big semi-final or something like that, is there anything that you have to wear or do, or like during the game, is there like something with your clipboard or like anything?
Probably just chewing gum. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I chew gum religiously. And if I feel like, this is when I play sport, if I'm not chewing gum, I feel like I'm not going to perform. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So superstition, chewing gum. I kind of like to get there about 30 minutes before. I'm not a very good, well, I wouldn't say I'm not a very good, I'm not a big pre-game motivational speech kind of person.
Right.
I feel like, as an athlete, they should be already, I shouldn't have to bring them up for situations like that. They should already be pumped. Yeah. I might say in the changing rooms, we know what we have to do, we've practiced it all week, we've done the same things, nothing's going to change. Yeah. And now it's all up to you guys mentally being prepared.
Yeah. Because
I feel like I should always be mentally prepared as a coach. Yeah. If you're not mentally prepared as a coach, you probably shouldn't be coaching. You should be ready for all kinds of situations.
And sense of like too, if you get stressed out, the team will get stressed out. If you are too blasé, they might be too blasé.
Yeah.
It's interesting, eh? But every team's different too.
Yeah. Everyone's different in their own way. I don't get too uptight all that much, situational wise. It just is what it is, you just got to take it. Like when you're a coach, you got to be prepared beforehand. I know, and you'll know, going to a tournament setting is a lot different than playing a game week by week. A tournament setting, you're awake pretty much the whole time you're away because you're watching other teams. In a week-to-week basis, you have a whole week to prepare for a team, so it's a lot easier. Whereas a tournament, you'll finish that game, we're on to the next one. We've done that one, we're on to the next one. So it's quite different in a sense of utility from situation to situation.
Yeah, for sure. Yes.
Pet peeves. If you make a mistake and you just stand there, I hate that. Mm-hmm. It's like the worst.
Kind of like if somebody does a bad pass or they don't get back on defense.
Yeah. Like that. You make a mistake, you got to make up for it. Yeah. Probably like not playing defense is a pet peeve. Yeah. Because as a player, I was all offense. I kind of coasted on defense. Yeah. But as a coach, you learn real quick that you can rest on offense, but you got to play hard on defense.
I experienced the same thing.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. Because you can't win all the time.
No.
At all. If your team's not a good defensive team. But you can get away with shooting poorly and still get the W. Yeah.
Like I tell my teams, I've had some pretty good defensive teams over the years. When I had St. Bede's, they were pretty. You played them. Mm-hmm. They were tough.
Yep.
Yeah, and they ran hard. I didn't care what they did on offense. They just grind you down on defense.
Yeah. They were intimidating.
Yeah, and they had a little bit of a swag.
Yeah, people didn't like to play them.
Nah, and I think they reflected what I was like a little bit. Because the team that you coach, how they play is a reflection on you as a coach. But the way that I coached it, they kind of just naturally progressed like that. And
Jordan Duggan,
Marcus Goldwell, Mitch Howey, Travis Price, James Levings. Probably my favourite player in that group was probably Lev. James Levings, because he did a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could do everything.
People don't talk about him, but he was the guy that as a coach you value.
Oh yeah,
Because you know
100%.
his defense is going to give people problems.
Yeah. He still has zero
problems.
jump shot in his life. Like, I've told him for years he needs a jump shot.
Yeah.
Even when he was in high school, he kind of got a little bit with it, but I think he's learned at the next level. You need to be able to shoot, especially at his size.
It's cool to see him playing NBL.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. It's a little bit of a little coaching moment thing for me, seeing one of the kids that I seen grow as a person and growing into a man.
I think Ethan saw something in him too and encouraged him to
Oh
come.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's strange when a local kid does really well in a different part of the country when they're,
Yeah,
it's awesome, but it's strange.
Like Ethan should have been in that group a long time ago. And I think we the ones in the south knew, even his boys in the north knew that he was that good, but now I'm glad he's getting the recognition. The dude works extremely hard. He works out every day. He's a machine. Yeah.
Every time I'd see him, he'd either be just going to the gym or just back from the gym.
Yeah. And he's an icon for some of the young kids today. But even then, some of them really don't know who he is. Because he doesn't play for the Rams anymore.
Yeah.
In general.
I can't believe how many teams he coached. Part of the shit. It's crazy. Cool. Any other pet peeves?
Not being able to do things with both hands. Like you just seen in the workouts, I was big on right footwork, using your left hand on the left side, using your right hand. That's probably, those little things. And I found these kids today, they don't listen as much as what we did.
True.
Yeah, that's another thing. The listening part, it's a lot harder.
That's what I found this year.
Yeah, like they think they just know everything. Like you don't know anything. Yeah. And basics is gone, out the window. Yeah. Because when they come to me at an older age, I'm having to teach them stuff that they should have known when they were like 12. But you're getting 18, 19-year-old kids, they don't know how to reverse pivot and do a jump stop. Yeah, so those are my two pet peeves. Basics and playing basic, just defense. Other coaches? Laurie, because I've worked pretty close with her the last 3 years with the Wildcats. So, she's been a big influence on the way she does things.
People speak really highly of her.
Yeah. She's great. Yeah. She's pretty much straightforward, to the point. And that's what's good about her. And, being a female in this kind of industry is tough.
Yeah.
And she's made a good living out of it. Corpse from Waikato. Yeah, he obviously rubs people the wrong way. But I'm cool with anyone. Yeah. If you know me, I get along with quite a lot of people. Yeah. So those two, and probably another one would be Ake from Auckland. Yeah, we have good chats, talk about stuff, and I try and pick his brain as much as I can.
Yeah, switched on, man.
Yeah.
Switched on.
So those three currently probably a big influence. Like we'll probably give them a call and go, hey, this is what's been going on. What do you think?
Yeah.
What's your take on it? Because the fact that Laurie's coached at international 5-on-5, Ake is the current Tall Ferns assistant. Corbs has won multiple national titles. Well, I think it was up to over 20, and then world titles for 3-on-3. So success follows them, and then obviously with Laurie, they won back-to-back WBC titles. So not just because they're winning coaches, I feel like they have a lot to offer, and I like to pick their brains.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to talk about goals at all?
Goals?
Do you have any goals for?
Don't really have any goals. No. For next season, to be honest, I play every season, like year to year, depending on what team I have, and then who's in the team. The only consistency I feel like over the last 5 years has been my school team, because I know, I work out there and I know them really well, and I think this year was growing pains. Next year I have a lot more expectations.
Do you have a lot of younger players?
Yeah, I lost. So last year was probably my, I wouldn't say it was my favourite team to coach. It was just gratifying to see the girls that grown up make the final at secondary school nationals, and just the happiness of dude, that's 4 years of hard work rewarded for the two girls that had been there the longest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you could have seen that, and obviously when the more important the game gets, the lot more stressful I felt.
Yeah.
I hadn't felt that stress in ever. Secondary school basketball is probably the most stressful thing you can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's and there's different levels to it too. If you know your team can be performing better, it's a weird thing because you want them to step up for their sake.
Yeah.
But it almost feels like you're selfishly trying to get the win, which you do sometimes. But it's more kind of I know you're capable of playing up to a certain level, and when they don't, that can be quite frustrating.
And I feel like that's a North Island, South Island kind of thing. Difference.
What's the difference?
The intensity.
Yeah.
We don't play that intensity in the South Island as they do in the North Island.
Yeah. So it's a different style, different mentality.
Yeah, it's a mentality thing. Yeah. And then I think what I've tried to do at school is bring a North Island mentality. And I think that's why no one liked my St. Beach team, because I trained them like a North Island team.
Yeah.
Because I knew, being from the North, that you had to play that style because you can get away with it when you go to nationals.
Yeah.
You can't get away with it here.
Yeah.
But the style that I played with Bees reflects how you have to play at secondary school.
Quick, aggressive,
run
and gun.
Yeah, real in your face, tough, to the point where you just piss people off. Yeah, and that's what we did in Christchurch. We used to piss everyone off.
No one wanted to play us.
No one.
We did it.
Yeah, no one wanted to play us, and they had a swag. Those boys had a little bit of swag, which is kind of what you need. I think in all sport athletes there's swag. You've been through it in that little when you're in high school. It's I'm the man. This is it. Yeah.
If you could re-coach any game, would you?
In strategically.
Yeah.
If I was to change something.
Yeah.
So the game that I would change, strategy-wise, that I want back, that we should have won, was probably this year in Malaysia with my under-18s, 3-on-3, against Kazakhstan.
Really?
Yep.
How's that work?
Well, we played them before the tournament started, and we destroyed them.
Right.
And I think we went in with a bit of a sense of confidence, but I think we were a little bit too confident. Even myself, I thought we were going to clean them up. But that one there, if I was to change it, I wouldn't have played them before the tournament. Which is, yeah. Knowing what I knew now, I wouldn't have played them before the tournament.
Is that because they got to understand your team?
They got to understand how we played.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and they knew how to beat us. Yeah. And they adjusted probably better than what we did.
Right.
To be honest, we didn't change anything.
But it's hard though, because you kind of do what works for you.
We lost the game 21-17.
Right.
They hit 10 twos.
Right.
And they were tough twos too.
Yeah.
Tom Webley was in my team. And Tom Webley was killing people. Mitchell Dance was in my team. And he was just killing everyone, the team that I had this year's secondary school MVP, Shalom Broughton. Marvin Williams done, starting point guard for Rosmini. for the last 4 years, 3-4 years. Mitchell Dance, who's the 2-time national champ, 2-time MVP, and Tom Webley. So, you know, like, that team, when you look at it, if you're from New Zealand, you're like, that's a legit team.
Yeah.
And I just feel like we knew we could win, but we just didn't. That was just a freak of a game. I don't think I could have changed anything, but that's one that I really wanted back.
It's interesting because I think that's one thing that I still am unsure of is, like, before South Island tournament.
Yeah.
One year we played men's 23s team, they beat us by 40, and I thought I'd done the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
My intention was playing a really hard team to get us ready for that competition. And that year we went off and did very, very well. So it was a good plan. But I've done that same thing on another occasion and it backfired. Everyone's confidence dropped.
Oh yeah.
You know, this year Cashmere wanted to play St Thomas before the tournament. I thought, why would you play that game? Because you're going to win comfortably.
Yeah.
But obviously built their confidence up. Cashmere had a huge national tournament.
Yeah.
That's the best result ever. So it's weird to know sometimes.
But I did that last year with my school team. We played 3, because we were in Division 2, we played 3 Division 1 schools. We played Ashburton College, we drove to Ashburton. Without my captain, we beat them by 15.
Right.
Yeah. When we played Middleton Grange, went to Middleton, beat them by like 1 or 2. And then we had an open scrimmage against Rangidudu. And I think they beat us in the scrimmage quite comfortably. Because that one I wasn't too worried about because it was not long. And I think those 3 games really set us up for when we went to nationals.
Right.
And we were kind of battle hardened a little bit. You know, I think we lost 5 games last year. And 4 of the games we lost to 2 teams. So we only lost to 3 teams last year. You know, so that we shouldn't have lost. We lost our first game of the season.
Right.
And we shouldn't have lost. They got an earful, and then we went on like I think 16-game winning streak.
Nice.
Yeah, best of the school. Their team's by far the best school team. They were boys or girls. Yeah, second at A. We only played A nationals, but that team could have played in the double A. But you know, why play in the double A when you have a chance to win a national title?
For sure.
Yeah.
Might be eligible, for sure.
Yeah. So I've actually been quite lucky over the last 5 years. Yeah, with nationals. Yeah, had a couple. I think we won 5 national titles here. Not me, the girls. Yeah, I just guided them. They did all the work. Yeah.
What was that for?
So Lincoln they're the 3-time national champs at 3-on-3 girls.
Oh, right.
And we won back-to-back in 17 and 18 for 5-on-5. Came 3rd this year. So that 3rd still hurts a little bit because I feel like we should have won for 3rd, but yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So,
That's basketball.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I've been kind of lucky the last 5 years. Been a few world champs for 3-on-3, Asia Cup. So I would say I've been lucky with the teams that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So the St. Bede's one kind of really what started it, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I came in and said, look, this is what I want to do. If you don't like it, there's the door. They bought in and they went very good to like pretty good team. Kind of like what you did with Burnside. They went very good and we just kind of built it. Yeah. So I like building. Building blocks is fun. Yeah.
And you don't kind of appreciate it at the time. It's more like once you sort of step away from it and you realise, you know, how far that team came.
Yeah.
And what they did.
100%.
You kind of reflect a bit later on.
Yeah.
I didn't realise how good what we did at Burnside was really until I stepped